What's up, guys? This is your boy Philip Enriquez with the Say What You Like Sports Podcast. Just wanted to hit you here with a quick reaction video to the recent news of the Dallas Cowboys cutting longtime wide receiver, longtime fan favorite receiver, Dez Bryant, number 88. First and foremost, I just want to throw up the X for a second and say that I appreciate everything that a player like Dez Bryant has done for this organization throughout his tenure with the team. But it was about that time. I gotta say, I think it was the right move to make at this point. I mean, he was counting $16.5 million against the cap, and it was just too much for a player with declining production. Blame it on who you want. Blame it on Dak. Blame it on Dez. Blame it on Linehan. Blame it on Jerry Jones. Whoever you want to blame it on. The bottom line is the production hasn't been there to match the compensation for the last 3 seasons. We still never got a 1,000-yard receiving year from Dez Bryant after signing that big contract extension after the 2014 season. So, say what you will, I think this really decision didn't have to do solely with money. I think a lot of it had to do with just the chemistry. I think a lot of this was a chemistry move, that the chemistry was missing between Dak Prescott and Dez Bryant. I was going through some of my Twitter feed earlier and looking at some of the Twitter messages, and everybody is trying to paint this situation as they chose Scott Linehan over Dez Bryant. What a shame, but I don't think the math was that simple. I think the math in the front office on that chalkboard looked more like Dak or Dez Bryant, and I think Dak is greater than Dez Bryant. At least at this point, going into the 2018 season for the Dallas Cowboys, I think they're going to put their eggs in the Dak Prescott basket. And Dak even said it, man. Do I have to put the ball in his face mask? I don't know. I think that was a very telling moment. I think, Dak is definitely somebody that is that clean-cut company man image that he lets out. But I think that was a look into what he really thinks, that he doesn't have that connection with Dez Bryant. So for $16.5 million, I feel like the Cowboys front office did what they had to do. Still, it doesn't make it any easier. Dez has done a lot for the Cowboys. But let's be honest with ourselves, Cowboys Nation. At least for those of you guys that have been in Cowboys Nation for a long time, we've seen Emmitt Smith wear an Arizona Cardinals uniform. I've seen Larry Allen wear a San Francisco 49ers uniform. And even some people, even more old school than myself, have lived long enough to have watched Tony Dorsett play in a damn Denver Broncos uniform. So it's nothing that we haven't seen before. Dez isn't the first player to get cut and wear a different uniform, and he damn sure won't be the last. But, I think we got to look at the positives here. A lot of people are focusing on the fact that how can the Dallas Cowboys call themselves a better team without Dez Bryant than with him? And I think that's a fair argument to make, especially right now here, as we sit today, that being here April 13th, I believe, April 12th. They're not a better team. But maybe you put a second-round draft pick, you trade that to Seattle, get yourself a free safety like Earl Thomas, improve that defense, because let's be honest, I think Earl Thomas does more for the Dallas Cowboys, and especially the Cowboys defense, which is where they need all the help going into next season. And I think if you take that money and that you save, with Dez Bryant, you apply that money to next year's cap and sign Earl Thomas. That tells you something. The fact that Dez Bryant was not a June 1st cut, that means they're taking all the dead money in this year's salary cap. They're leaving it open for next season. And that's when Mr. Earl Thomas will need a new contract. So think about that, Cowboys Nation. Maybe this minus Dez math problem that we're doing is because Earl Thomas is greater than Dez Bryant. That's just the way I'm looking at it now. So look, obviously it's a tough sell to Cowboys Nation to cut such a beloved superstar like Dez Bryant was. But the declining production was there. The writing was on the wall. So in order for us as a fan base to feel better about this move and really feel like the Cowboys got better and they're going to be better in 2018 than opposed to the 2017 version of the team. I think this is the cap space they needed, and the way they're moving it around to make that move for Earl Thomas and improve this defense and hopefully improve the win total for the 2018 Dallas Cowboys. Dez Bryant, love you, buddy. Love everything you've done for the Dallas Cowboys. Throwing up the X, always. You'll always have a space in my heart for as far as being a Dallas Cowboys player. But, man, you know, in the end of the day, I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, and I think this was the best move for the Dallas Cowboys to make.